Hello guys, so we finally have the first major update to Battlefield 2042. There is supposedly 400 fixes in this patch, and I'm going to cover the most important parts in this video. Unfortunately, there was no actual content added in this update. It is purely to get the game to a stable and more balanced point, and we won't be seeing any major additions until the infamous Season 1 update, which by the way still has no confirmed date. First of all, the biggest stuff. I saw a small improvement to performance for the very first time, roughly about 10%. After watching my frame rate for a few rounds, I could see a very small boost, and I think this is the first time I've actually noticed it. Now, many people have also said that any mouse input issues have been fixed. These changes weren't in the patch notes, but devs on Twitter did confirm that changes to how mouse sensitivity works were there. However, I personally felt no discernible difference in terms of input lag that I feel when playing the game. However, this does mean that you can use your previous sensitivities from Battlefield 5 as it now works the same way. As for the vehicle balance changes, genuinely this could be the most important part. They've made it so that the Bolty is now regarded as a heavy vehicle like a tank, and the Little Bird is now regarded as an air attack vehicle. They have also reduced the number of overall vehicles. I got killed by vehicles way less than I used to playing Breakthrough and Conquest, and it felt about the same level as previous Battlefield games. And not only does it mean less of those vehicles around, they also increase the number of available transport vehicles active at one time. So you can have up to 7 Jeeps or hovercraft transport vehicles on 128 player servers, and there's usually more than one slot available. So you can finally call in vehicles regularly to get yourself across the map when you're stuck in the middle of nowhere. They've also adjusted the weapon balance just a bit. The attachments are now a little bit more impactful based on what you pick. So for instance, a hipfire attachment will have more prominent bonuses and negatives, so you really have to make sure you build your weapons around a particular playstyle as opposed to it all just feeling roughly the same. It seems they might have added more recoil and spread to the LMGs and ARs as well. However, SMGs perform pretty similarly. The PKP in particular feels way less powerful at range than it used to. Snipers felt a little slower in ergonomics and bullet speed, but nothing too noticeable. But they have finally fixed the DXR1 to where its bolt action animation now correctly allows you to fire immediately after it's over, instead of an awkward pause that made you miss shots due to timing. They've also added VOIP in this update, so you can speak to your squad mates, and I found out the hard way as the volume is way higher than it needs to be on default.
Wait, there's voice chat?
Yep. Jesus Christ, that was the loudest thing I've...
Nice.
So you might want to instantly turn that down, and you can only change the keybind in this menu as well. As for scoreboard updates, they gave it a little bit of a makeover. You can now see your score regardless of how many players are in the game, and also you can see the scoreboard during the end of the game by pressing the same button. For general stability, I found there was a lot less bugs and glitches that I encountered in a 4-hour play session, but they're certainly not gone. In 4 hours, I encountered a game crash, a server bug where I couldn't spawn in at all, and also some minor bugs that are still quite funny. The game has less bugs, but they are still apparent. The most annoying ones, such as not being able to aim down sight out of a vehicle and not being able to be revived next to a wall, seem to have been mitigated from what I played. They also nerfed the health of the robot dog and the Boris sentry turret, so you can take them down more easily with most weapons. That means you don't have to empty 200 rounds into one robot anymore. And they finally removed the damage from the ice sprinklers that are common in Kaleidoscope and Orbital. They also affect your character less and are more of an annoyance visually than they are completely unsurvivable. As for some smaller additions, Rao now has Pake's ability that highlights players that shoot them, and Pake now 3D spots enemies for everyone on your team whenever they shoot a player. Sundancer's grenades now track a closer target more efficiently too, as opposed to just locking onto random targets 200 meters away. And basically, that's the most important parts. The rest of the fixes are very small, minor bug fixes, and things that you might not even notice in the first place. Ultimately, I think the thought on everyone's mind is it worth coming back for this? Well, it still plays almost exactly the same, with the same guns and the same gameplay. The fundamental issues of the map design, specialists, and cheesy mechanics still remain, and we're all still eagerly awaiting that Season 1 update. 22 weapons since release with no new additions, and still no sign of the portal weapons and maps being imported into the main game. We still have the voice lines at the end of the round for some reason. They're not even being monetized or customized, so I have no idea who's insisting that these stay in the game. And ultimately, from what we can see about the future content, there is no sign of guaranteed infantry combat from the screenshots or leaks so far. It's looking like another large map with what seems to be a hidden base underground with hopefully a more close quarters interior. When in reality, close quarters infantry combat is all anyone is asking for. How many of you would come back to Battlefield 2042 if they added a carbon copy of BF4's Operation Metro or Operation Locker to the portal modes? I genuinely think something like that is the only way players will want to come back at all. Something memorable and timeless that truly brings back the Battlefield vibe. I'm genuinely happy that they've done something with this update. I just don't know if it's enough to bring people back. Since the update, the player numbers on Steam have at least doubled from around 1,500 average players to over 3,000 in the first day, so we can assume that it's brought some players back, but maybe not to the extent that I expected. The survival of this game hinges on the Season 1 update, and I just don't know if it will be enough. Let me know in the comments what you think of this update and whether there is anything that would bring you back to 2042. In the meantime, I just hope that we get a little more information about how much content we're actually getting in the Season 1 update and whether it's truly worth waiting for. Here's a little bit more gameplay from my 4-hour session of the new update. I still have fun with the gunplay, especially on the smaller 64-player modes. Give it a like if you enjoy. Cheers. Thank God they don't have claymores in this game. That would be mega pain. Nice, we did well there. Really clean them out. Nice, dude. Absolutely cleaned. Like a teeth, you know? Okay. This guy here. I'm gonna peek at. Good. That's what you like to see. Third footsteps to the left. Do I jump or slide after hooking? I thought you said cooking. We're actually out of ammo. Shit. Nice, dude. That was nuts. We actually like pushed the entire point, basically. Oh, accidentally headshot the guy miles away. What the fuck? Nice one. I mean, all right. Why did they I think they saw me doing that and they were just like, just let him kill us. It's fine. We'll just take it. I think we just solo stopped them taking B1. Does he hear me coming? That's pretty nice. Footsteps to my right. Yeah, that was okay. Well, there was a lot of enemies there. Not anymore though. Amazing. What? The door was closed. Did he just walk through the door? I think he did. I think he just walked through the closed door, guys. I headshot him. Ready? I did. Meep. Whoa, dude, it's from the trailer, bro. So epic. Oh my god! Imagine if it killed. Oh my god! Imagine if it killed an enemy like vehicle. That would be so sick. Okay. Oh man, that's a shame it doesn't team kill damage. I mean, I would have literally loved that. If that had killed the tank, that would have been so great. Oh, he shouldn't be alive, should he?